Good evening, teacher. I am Marta Zambache. I am in class 100. Good evening, dear tutor. I'm Marta Zambache. I'm in class 100. In this time, I am going to talk about a very interesting topic that we study in English syntax. In this week, we study about agreement in syntax. According to Borneo 2015, he said that it is the relationship between the different elements of a sentence. That it means it's a language resource that helps to differentiate grammatical relationship through cross-reference. This is very important because agreement helps us to have coherence in grammatical structures. There are two types about agreement, formal and notional. Formal is based on the structure of the grammar, and notional, it's based on the meaning. According to Borneo, he presents some rules. These rules help to the syntax elements to achieve coherence. We have rule number 1. Rule number 1 speaks about if we have subject will come before the prepositional phrase head by of the verb always must be placed in singular. I wrote some examples. For example, I have a box of chocolates is a delicious gift. Here the subject before of it is a box. A box is one box. For that reason, this is a singular. I put the verb in singular. The other example, a group of teachers is very friendly. In this case, I have only one group before a prepositional phrase of, and I have to write the verb in singular. In this case, I wrote the verb in singular is. Rule number 2. In this rule, said when we have two singular subjects, and these are connected by or, either or neither, nor, the verb required to be in singular. For example, I have these examples. Either my dad or my mom traveled to Spain. In this example, I have the word either, but I have two subjects. These subjects are in singular and are connected by the word or. I need to put the verb in singular. For that reason, I wrote travels because I have two subjects that are in singular. The other sentence, I have the word neither. I have two subjects that are Mary and Luis, nor Luisa. It's pizza. The verb is in singular. Rule number 3. In this rule, said if in a sentences we find a singular and plural of subject and we use or, either or neither nor, this must agree with the noun pronoun to close it. For example, I wrote two examples. Neither the president nor the ministers solve the country's economy. I have the more close subject is the ministers. Ministers is in plural. For that reason, I wrote the verb in plural. The verb is solve. In the other example, neither the teachers nor the student play soccer in the new stadium. I have the most close subject and said the students. For that reason, I have a student is a singular. I use the verb in singular. But don't forget the words that I need to put in this ruler, neither, nor, or either. And rule number 4. In this rule said if I have two subjects are singular or plural, and they are connected by and, we use always verb in plural. This rule happened also in Spanish. For example, my dog and my cat jump in the mountain. I have two subjects. It doesn't matter if the subjects are singular or plural, but they are connected with and. I have to put always the verb in singular. The other example, the boys and girls have to study for the quiz. I have two subjects, but these subjects are in plural. For that reason, I wrote the verb in plural. Rule number 5. In this rule, explain about if I have the singular subject is separated by phrases such as along with, as well as the verb must agree with the subject. Since the sentences don't intervene, that is, they are not part of the subject. I have two examples about that. For example, the teacher as well as the student traveled to Galapagos today. I have the subject is in singular, and after I have the word as well as, I have to put the verb like the subject. The subject is singular, for that reason I wrote the verb in singular. In the other, I along with my husband, I'm going to party tonight. I have to always look at the subject. About if you have a singular subject, you have to write a singular verb according to the subject. In this case, I have that is in singular. The last rule. In this rule, explain if the noun after of is in singular, we place the verb in singular with the use of the words percent, fraction, major, some, all, etc. But if the noun is in plural, also I put the verb in plural. For example, some of the cake is missing. In this case, I have singular subject for that reason. I wrote the verb is in singular and I have the word some. In the other example that is in plural, I have 60% of employees are angry with their new boss. I have a subject is in plural, for that reason I wrote the verb in plural because I have a number. That's all, teacher, for this topic about agreement. And don't forget that these rules, according to Borneo, are very important, especially if we want to have a good coherence, a good grammar structure, is very necessary, especially for if we have a good communication. That's all, teacher. Thanks a lot. Have a good night. Bye.